Good morning and welcome to Beacon. My name is Misa Iwama. I'm the Director of Music Ministry, and I'm happy to be here. Starting off with our music team is John O'Neill. Thank you, John. And also Joelle Watcher, who's going to be singing today. So thank you for doing that. I have two quick announcements. One is that, let's see, which one first? Today at 1 o'clock, we have one-day choir. Now that is a chance for everyone who has told me, you know who you are, I can't sing. Well, I'm here to say you can sing, you just have to sing. All you have to do is come and have some desserts, and we're going to learn a new song, and we're going to sing along on an old song. And I'll just say we're here to have fun, so I hope that you join. It's just from 1 to 2. And then next week, we have an afternoon music concert. This is a genre-busting concert because there's going to be some classical music of Brahms, a string trio, but there's also going to be an electric bass player who's also a member of the New York Philharmonic, as are two other people, and he's going to be playing something more modern. And there also might be a surprise at the end, and I'll just say I'm singing at the end. And maybe someone here is arranging some music for the end. So you want to come for that concert in 2 weeks. And we're going to start by singing Come and Go With Me. That's 1018 in the teal paperback hymnal, but you might not even need the music. And I invite you to rise in body or spirit. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land. Come and go with me to that land where I'm bound. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land where I'm bound, where I'm bound. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land. There'll be freedom in that land where I'm bound. There'll be justice. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land where I'm bound, where I'm bound. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land. There'll be justice in that land where I'm bound. They'll be singing. They'll be singing in that land. They'll be singing in that land. They'll be singing in that land where I'm bound, where I'm bound. They'll be singing in that land. They'll be singing in that land. They'll be singing in that land where I'm bound. They'll be singing in that land where I'm bound.
Good morning, Beacon. Welcome. My name is Jamaine Cripe, and I am your Lifespan Coordinator, and it is an honor to welcome you here today for a very full, very interesting service. My pronouns are she and her, and I am an African-American woman with blue and black locks. Yes, I just got them recolored. And I'm wearing a purple, yellow, and fabulously printed dress. We have a few things happening today, the first of which being the service that you're a part of is our annual Coming of Age service, where our 9th and 10th graders, after a year of exploration, share their values and beliefs with us. It's going to be exciting, and I hope you enjoy and learn from them, because it's our time to learn. The second thing is, it is Reverend Robin's 10th anniversary as our minister. So immediately after this service, we will be going to Fellowship Hall to cut some cake and to celebrate not only the work of our youth, but our ministers' work with us. And we have a special gift for her. Don't tell her. She's not here yet. So yes, and then afterwards at 1 o'clock, come upstairs for one-day choir. I was overhearing a couple conversations in the lobby of people who said they, quote, cannot sing but are interested in going. Come, please come, be a part of that. And hey, more cake. So welcome to Beacon, settle in your seats, take a deep breath. We have the air conditioning going right now, but we have a lot of windows open, so it could be that all that air is getting sucked out. But please use the programs to fan yourselves. Do it like Black Church. And at this time, to start our services, we light our chalice.
We light this chalice as a symbol of our commitment to the values of Unitarian Universalism. May its light be a beacon of hope to us and to all who seek freedom, truth, and meaning in their life.
Coming of age is one of the most important rites of passage in the Unitarian Universalist faith. It marks a pivotal moment in a teenager's life, a time when they begin to explore who they are, what they believe, and what they want to carry out with them in the world. Some of the questions we explored this year during our process were, what is your family and faith legacy? What brings you joy? What is human nature? And what is the nature of life? Is there a higher power or God? Who do you want to become? This achievement didn't just happen. Coming of Age Sunday is the culmination of everything you've experienced here at Beacon and out in the world. Some of you were dedicated as babies in this congregation. At that ceremony, we, the members, gave thanks for your life. Your parents and the community then made a commitment to take care of you, to help you fulfill the promise that every child brings. And I hope that we did that for you. I remember some of you from the pre-K class that Anne-Marie Heinrichs and I used to lead. Devin refused to ever make eye contact with me. Ever. Many adult guides and advisors invested deeply in your spiritual journey. Allison, Marty, Mauden, Kate, Bob and Ellen, Medora, Chad, Steve, Charlie, Sharon, John and Kathy, and our staff. And most importantly, your parents. They managed your schedules, your well-being, and dropped you off and picked you up Sunday after Sunday. And with their help, you always showed up ready to share, connect, and grow. And for that, we thank you. But you were never just sponges. You put what you learned into practice. Some of you ran game nights at the Chancellor Avenue Elementary School, strengthening the bond that still holds today. You hid Easter eggs in Springfield, here at Fort Waldron and on Springfield Avenue, and Kate still reigns as the undisputed master egg hider. The eggs you find in and around this building up until Christmas, more than likely, were once hid by her. You cooked and served at the Snowflake barbecues and made care packages for Summit Warm Hearts and the South Plainfield Food Pantry. Shelby used me as a meat shield on one of our Halloween horror nights to protect herself from the ghouls and goblins, but it was in good fun. Callum handled audio tech at one point, and he's probably going to do it again in the future. Teddy, Lucas, Devin, and Bobby never let me lift a box alone. Every time I walk in the building with something, you just step in and ask me where I want it. I love having minions. You understood that relationships and showing up for one another are everything in a beloved community. So this morning, we are here to show up for you. Today, you are our teachers. We're here to be inspired, to be taken back to our own youth, decades and decades ago. To hear your values, the spirituality and beliefs that you have now claimed as your own. And after a year of questioning and exploring, a process that you'll continue for the rest of your lives, my charge for you is very simple. Very much like the artwork that you created to reflect who you are at this point in time and what you value, we charge that you never stop learning. That's the beauty of collage. You can always add things to it. Continue to add things to yours. Because we adults, we kind of get stuck in the what we know to be true kind of thing. Don't be like us. Stay liquid. The world needs your pluralistic, transformative perspective to help us find our way forward together. Because Beacon is a community constantly redefining itself through shared exploration. And as you listen this morning, my friends, I invite you to ask yourself, if the tables were turned and you had one chance to stand before this congregation, as scary as it may be, and share what you value most, what would you say? And with that, I welcome the coming of age class of 2026.
A value that guides my life is being honest. Telling the truth is one of the most important values because of how it earns respect and builds relationship. I was always told growing up that your word is your most valuable asset and that when you lie, you decrease the value of it. And people begin to lose trust and stop respecting you. When people tell me the truth, it shows me that they are brave because the truth is not always kind. When people tell me the truth, it makes me feel happy to know that me and that person have trust and respect towards each other. A value I would want to grow into is being more adventurous. I want to go places that I would normally not go and try things that I don't like or haven't tried before. I feel like most people don't really explore too much, and they usually attach themselves to schedules and what feels comfortable. But when you have the courage to try different things, you meet new people and create new experiences. One thing in my life I am grateful for is my family and friends, because I know that they will always support me during difficult situations. I love sharing moments with my family and friends, whether it's just hanging out or going to fun places. It is always a joy to you for them to be around. I'm grateful for all that they do. Additionally, another value that drives my life is empathy. When you care for others, it shows that you care and that you're trying to make a difference for them. Being empathetic means that people you interact with can share special and important moments with you. Being empathetic builds a bond that shows support. My final value that I feel I need to improve is sharing and giving. Usually when I keep things for myself, it's like small food or a game. But I still think that I should improve now so that it becomes a habit and that it doesn't impact my future self. I want to be able to grow up giving and not taking. I recognize that I am privileged and I don't want to only acknowledge it. I want to help others that don't have the opportunities and chances that I have to be able to live good lives.
Hi, I'm Shelby. Faith, blind faith. Some worship a mystical man in the sky, others the nature around us. For some, it's even a random guy who lives in his mom's basement spreading the wisdom of his own alien planet. Whatever it is, it does the same core things for everyone. Gives them something to believe in that is bigger than themselves, a community in which they can rely on, and something that they can trust to solve their problems. Yet, blind faith is not tangible. It is unproven and unreliable. Personally, I am someone who needs fact and logic behind everything I choose to believe in. However, I seek the same benefits as blind faith, and this is how I get them. First, a belief in something bigger than ourselves. I believe in energy. It is known as the ability to make something move or change, and it can never be created or destroyed. According to Albert Einstein, the entire universe is made from some sort of energy. I'm sorry for bringing science into this, but you have to admit that's pretty amazing. That the whole universe is united by something so simple yet complicated. No matter what happens to us, hardships, tragedies, even death, our energy flows on. This is a proven fact. I can learn it in a textbook, yet I find so much meaning in it. Second, a community on which to rely on. I get this from so many places, including school, theater, and here. Shout out Dahlia and Kate, second row, you should embarrass them. In order to be friends, we don't all have to believe in the same things or be obligated to see each other every week. We take it upon ourselves to organize get-togethers. It is our shared differences in beliefs and arguments and conversations that make our friendships so strong and interesting. This is one of the reasons I am so grateful for Beacon, for giving me a space to share a community where we don't all have to have the same beliefs in order to be a community. Finally, something I can trust to solve my problems. One of my biggest problems with blind faith is that people use it as an excuse to accept the world for what it is, instead of fighting for what they want. What I believe in here is myself. I trust myself to solve my own problems, that I'm the only one I can rely on to go get what I want out of this world. I think that if I spend my whole life for God to give me what I want, then I would spend my whole life waiting. Instead, I choose to believe in myself. If you are someone who has blind faith, I in no way judge you. In fact, I admire you for being able to trust in the unknown. But for me personally, instead of blind faith, I choose to have faith in the things I can see, the things I know to be true. And I think that's all I'll ever need.
All right, our next song is Loosen, Loosen. So there's two parts. Once we start singing the whole thing together, you can sing unison, but then you can pick which part you want to sing.
Loosen, loosen, baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Loosen, 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 baby. You don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Let go, let go, let go. Holy breath and holy name, will you ease this pain? Holy breath and holy name, will you ease this pain? Loosen, loosen, baby, and you don't have to carry the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Will you ease this pain? Holy breath, and holy name, the weight of the world in your muscles and bones. Will you ease this pain? Let go, let go, let go, let go, let go, let go.
Good morning, Beacon. My name is Allison Murphy, she, her, and I'm one of the chaplains here at Beacon. The role of chaplains is to extend the spiritual care of our community. And before we begin the candle lighting this morning, I'd like to invite the wonderful Mark Williams forward to read a few words.
Good morning, Beacon.
Good morning.
Good morning, church.
Come on, church.
I have no preferred pronouns. I am 5'11", balding, brown-skinned man. I am wearing a green polo shirt distinguished by this multicolored stigma-free emblem layered over a green ribbon. Green being the international symbol for breaking the stigma that so often accompanies mental health challenges. May is here, thank goodness, a month when spring is in full bloom. For Mental Health Awareness Month, I am choosing to reflect on a theme that moves beyond simple awareness into action. Building on a sermon by Reverend Robin, recently, Embracing the Possible. Too often conversations about mental health focus on what feels impossible. Overcoming trauma, managing relentless anxiety, climbing out of depression, or finding care in a strained system. But this month, we invite you to shift the lens. What if, instead of asking, why is it so hard, we ask, what's one small possible step forward today? Yet even as we ask that question, we must name the reality. The barriers faced by diverse communities are concrete and deeply intersecting. Stigma is among the most pervasive in Black, Latino, Asian American, and immigrant households. Mental illness carries a profound cultural shame rooted in historical trauma and institutional mistrust, often framed as moral or spiritual failing. Baldwin writes, "Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed that is not faced." Why is embracing the possible, why does that matter? Hope isn't about denying pain. It's about recognizing that even within struggle, small possibilities exist. Possibility might look like sending a text to one friend instead of isolating, taking 3 deep breaths before a stressful meeting, attending one therapy session, even when it makes you feel nervous as all get out, going for a 5-minute walk when a full workout is out of the question, setting a boundary to protect your energy for the first time, being here on this glorious day, morning, and to celebrate our young people and 10 years of spiritual leadership for Reverend Robin. Embracing the possible does not mean toxic positivity. It does not mean ignoring pain or pretending everything is fine. It means acknowledging reality while still leaving a crack in the door for hope. As Reverend Robin has shared, hope is a choice. If today the only possible thing you can do is getting out of bed, that counts. If asking someone else to make dinner, that counts. If it's simply surviving another hour, that counts. This Mental Health Awareness Month, let's move beyond awareness into gentle, persistent action. Let's celebrate the small, possible steps, our own and that of others. Let's remember, even on the hardest days, possibility is not about having all the answers. It's about being willing to take the next small step forward. What's one possible thing you can do today for your mental health? With hope and solidarity, embracing the possible. Amen.
Thank you, Mark. I'm going to ask Phoenix to come forward and help with lighting the candles this morning. Another of the rituals that our chaplains lead is our community candle lighting, when we come forward to light candles for joys, sorrows, and gratitude. So they're up on the mantle. Our first candle this morning is a candle to honor our youth celebrating coming of age today here at Beacon, but also at several other UU congregations in the area. May they carry the messages of their credos with them out into the world. We light a candle of thanks to the families and the RE leaders who have guided these kids through many years towards this special day. We light a candle of support for all of our youth and their parents and their teachers as we enter the crazy season known as the end of the school year. May they find joy and not anxiety as they lead themselves into final exams, final performances, final games, proms, graduations, on all of the many, many other things on the family calendar. And I'd also like to invite forward Thule, who has one final candle for us before we come forward.
Thank you, Allison. So you all have heard about Robin's 10 years, but I just want to take a moment to first of all hold compassion in our hearts, because Robin hates this piece. It was a battle she did not win. She tried really hard to be like, no, 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 it can't be on that Sunday and that Sunday and that Sunday. I was just like, it's going to be this Sunday, because it's 10 years ago this Sunday that we called Reverend Robin. And I just want to take a moment to say how grateful I am, and to hold gratitude in our hearts for this 10-year ministry that she's had. So Robin serves Beacon. She's our called minister. That means the congregation voted to say, yes, we want her as our minister. But she has a much larger presence. She is the president of the Unitarian Universalist Ministers Association, UUMA, which has over 2,000 ministers, right? So not only does she work here and is our minister, but she has, like in rippling, concentric, growing circles, a much larger presence than just here. So Robin, would you come forward, please, and accept our gratitude and thanks for 10 years of ministry.
Thank you so much, beloved, and special thanks to Dr. Thule for all that she did in insisting and honoring this moment. Thank you. Just a few quick things that I wanted to say. One is there is no decade here at Beacon. There are no accomplishments. There are no leadership roles in the UU Ministers Association or concentric circles without the love and support of this community, and without the shared ministry and extraordinary gifts of all of our staff team, our lay leaders, and most especially my partner in crime here, Dr. Thule Patel. So, yeah. Words chosen carefully, because it is Dr. Thule who in this shared ministry often calls me just as they're about to arrest me and says, do you know what time you're going to get out? Can we talk? But truly one of the greatest honors that I've had in this community, and one of the things that drew me to this community, was the strength of its ministry in lifespan, particularly with our children and our youth. Two of my children were just barely 2 years old, and I knew that I was bringing them to a community that would mentor them, center them in our values, listen to their voices, and put them into a group of peers and adult guides who would enrich their lives forever. And so it's all the more fitting that it's been a decade right on the day of this coming of age. And so yes, I'm uncomfortable with the attention on me, and I want to rightfully draw the attention back to our coming of agers. One of my greatest privileges is when I get to facilitate coming of age. This year I was like, oh, come on, I want to do it. I want to do it. But they were in excellent hands, Kathy and John, really excellent hands. But the one session I got with you all, you are incredible teachers. I can't wait to see all the ways in which you continue to lead in our world and really shine the light of this beacon. You are the burning ember within our beacon. And thank you so much for letting me have a few words on this, which is really your day.
So now we'd like to invite everyone forward to light candles. Phoenix, I'm going to ask you to come stand by the mics. And for everyone, please follow the ushers. We're going to go from the back to the front to avoid a traffic jam. Thank you.
Just wait for the usher's instructions. And I do ask, while we are lighting candles, can we just maintain our silence and composure? This is a time of meditation and reflection. So the chatter, I'll have to say we need to cease for a minute. If you're little, that's different. If you are in the balcony and you would like to light a candle, we ask you to follow the ushers out at the side. Our balcony people, thank you. And for my online family, if you have names, if you have things that need to be lifted, please put them in the online chat. And me and Reverend Robin and the ministry team will uplift those later. If there are any last-minute candles, and you want to join the line, please feel free. Let us take a breath. Thank you.
Well, it's still morning, so good morning, Beacon.
Good morning.
I was asked to give a testimonial before our offering, and I am a co-leader of our Coming of Age program for this year, so I'm happy to be up here today. My name is Kathy Solu. My pronouns are she, her. I'm a tall woman of Western European descent, committed to doing the work of anti-racism and anti-oppression. I have curly white hair and wire-rimmed glasses, and today I'm donning a floral dress and my silver flaming chalice, both to honor this very special day at Beacon. This is not the first time that I've stood in this chancel. I had the privilege many years ago of participating in my colleagues, your most beloved former Minister of Religious Education, Carol Haig's ordination. Carol and I met in the 90s, a long time ago, during our early years in the profession. We participated in a polity class at Drew University. We hiked the Ramapo Mountain trails during our yearly religious educators retreats and shared many religious educational programming ideas during our monthly professional meetings. Over the years, I served our Morristown, Montclair, and 4th UU communities. I also worked as a consultant in our Metro UU district, now part of the Central East region. During that time, I served on the UUA's Committee on Family Ministry, conducted district youth adult leadership trainings, and offered workshops on congregational growth and accessibility. I've been retired from the profession for almost 25 years, but never have I stepped away from the spiritual practice of teaching and learning from our young people. This year, Reverend Robin and DRE Jamaine gave me and my husband, John, the privilege of working with the Coming of Age class. Under their guidance, we explore the topics of personal and religious identity, humankind's religious impulse through the ages, and our UU heroes and prophets. We defined white privilege, considered our role in fighting racism. Journeying with our children and youth is a rich and rewarding spiritual practice for me, a path to deepening my religious life. John and I found our way to this very historic and esteemed UU community by following our daughter Kara and her husband Joshua, who were in need of a robust religious education ministry for our grandsons Theodore and Emerson. We are so pleased and proud to watch them grow in our faith here at Beacon. You have enveloped us with its generous spirit and unwavering sense of purpose. John and I are eager to continue our participation in the life of this beloved congregation. Thank you all so very much for welcoming us with your open arms.
There we go. In the spirit of generosity and love, this morning's offering will be gratefully received.
Music today was chosen by our coming of age class, including this one, which is 118 in the hymnal, but I don't think you're going to need it. So I invite you to rise in body and spirit, and we'll sing This Little Light of Mine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Hi, I'm Lucas Sabrio. I've always felt as though religions don't make sense. There was not one point in my life where I can remember thinking, wow, I think that religion is awesome and I want to practice it. Despite the fact that I think you should respect people's choices and whether or not they want to practice or do a certain thing, essentially every time I saw somebody who was deeply devout, in my mind I would think, why would somebody waste so much time on something that probably isn't even real? The amazing reason I thought like this was because I believe in science, and that everything can be explained with real fundamental principles, and not some all-powerful sentient being in the sky. However, all this changed, and I remember it like it was yesterday. When I first began coming to this UU congregation, there was one sentence that I saw that changed everything. Science is true. It seemed like a pretty unimportant 3 words associated with the congregation at first, but the more I thought about it, the more I began realizing its importance. For the first time in my life, I'd seen a religion or a religious congregation that seemed to make actual sense. A congregation where real scientific-based principles with tangible goals helping make the world a better place existed. It felt unreal. And from that moment on, everything changed. Those simple words led me for the first time in my life to have the drive to want to learn more about religion. And the more I learned about it, the more I respected it. All the principles of acceptance and being kind and working towards a better world made so much sense. The way the congregation taught me to truly learn more about myself and others and to be more open-minded changed me, as now I felt not only that there was a good congregation, but also that there was an importance in thinking about these abstract ideas that we never get time to think about in our daily lives. So despite still thinking religion is not the most important thing in the world, at least now I feel as though there's one I can practice and learn about as it aligns with my beliefs and that there's a true value in doing it. I don't pretend that religion has become the center of my life, but one thing I am grateful for is the power this congregation had in encouraging me and challenging me to really learn more about myself and others, and to take the time once in a while to really try to make the world a better, more inclusive, and equal place. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Devin. Right now, I understand myself as someone who likes to enjoy myself. Whether it's video games, playing sports, or hanging out with friends, or doing something that makes me feel fulfilled, that's all I really do. For me, school gets boring or tedious sometimes, but in the end, I always tell myself that if I do well now, future me will thank me. If I'm doing something I don't like, it's probably because I know it will benefit me in the future, or help someone else, because it makes me feel happy anyways. I think that anything that anyone does in life is part of something they believe in or has a purpose. Even if I'm fidgeting my fingers, I might be doing it to help pass the time or stop my boredom. Beliefs shape who you are, and I believe in a lot of things. I really like eating good food or traveling the world. But then again, I mainly do that for the food anyways. I like spending time with my friends and family and learning about people's stories. I like volunteering and help out in fundraisers or events because of the impact it has on other people. But aside from the things I like doing, there are certain beliefs I have that play an important part in shaping my life. I believe that there is a God and that everyone should be treated fairly and have equal opportunities. I believe that the value of hard work, and I believe that with a little bit of luck, anyone can do what they set their mind to. I also believe that a little bit of kindness can go a long way. I believe that life is too short. Time flies by, and it only gets faster as you grow. I hope that there is an afterlife, one where I can live and do the things I love with the people I love. I don't know for sure what lies ahead in the future, and I'm still working to figure out what I believe in. I'm not sure what I want to be when I grow up, but I know I like helping people because it makes me feel better when I do. I believe that it's important to cherish every moment of your time and don't do things that you would regret later. When I run the 800-meter in track, after I break out at the start, time, for once, seems to slow down. I know that moments like these are important because they give you a break to catch your breath when life moves fast. If I'm playing a video game, after the day flies by, I might reflect and wonder what else I could have done instead. I want to look back on my life and be satisfied with what I did, whether it was making memories with my friends and families, or having a lasting impact from helping someone out.
Hello, I'm Teddy. and when I started going to Beacon in 7th grade, I joined a class called Crossing Paths. It was a year-long class about religions of the world. I honestly thought I would hate it. Why would I ever need to spend a year talking about all these religions? Like most 7th graders, I thought I already knew everything. It turns out I was very wrong. It's one thing to read about a faith and another to experience it. The first trip we took as a youth group was to a black church. Everyone was so inviting and excited to have us. I loved the music, the enthusiasm, and the ideas they preached, that people can change or be renewed just by having faith in God. That day, I left thinking, I might become a Baptist. Then we visited a mosque. We had a Q&A with the kids there, and I was impressed by their deep knowledge of the faith and how so many of them felt their faith gave them discipline and purpose. Praying side by side on the floor, listening to the call to prayer together, allowed me to clear my head of any worries and made me feel part of something bigger than myself. Leaving there, I seriously thought about converting to Islam. At the Hindu temple, it felt like walking into a palace. There was so much to taste, smell, and see. All around us, there was massive gold and white columns, colorful offerings at altars, flowers everywhere, delicious dosa, and statues of animals and people that all meant something. I loved learning that every deity had a purpose, and that you can choose the one that you feel will lead you on your path to truth. After that visit, I thought for sure I'd become Hindu. Each place and each religion made me feel something different, and I loved that. But over time, what I started to notice was that I didn't want to choose just one lens for my worldview. I like seeing different ways people understand life. I liked learning from each place instead of deciding that only one of them was right. That experience made me realize something about how I think and in turn what I believe. I believe that when I make decisions, I shouldn't go with just one idea. I should try to look at all sides and sit with it before deciding what I believe. I think people are shaped by their circumstances, which is why I think it's important not just to help people directly, but also to fix the systems that cause problems in the first place. I believe it's important not to rely on a predestined plan to keep ourselves in check. If you believe that your life story has already been written, then you never practice being the person you want to be, or take agency over your life. I trust things can be proven through science and logic, but I'm also open to understanding other people's perspectives as a part of getting closer to the truth. I believe a meaningful life is one where you accomplish something real, something that makes a difference for other people. I don't know exactly what's bigger than us, but if there is something, I think it shows up in people, nature, and the connections we have with each other. I like being in a place that expects me to keep thinking. I like being challenged to learn. I like having a space to ask questions and explore different ideas. I'm still figuring things out, and I hope to continue to do that for the rest of my life. Thank you.
Yesterday, a child came out to wander, caught a dragonfly inside a jar. Fearful when the sky was full of thunder, and tearful at the falling of a star. Then the boy moved 10 times boys turn to car wheels on the town. And they tell him, take your time, it won't be long now, till they drag your feet to slow the circle down. So the years spin by, and now the boy is 20, though his dreams have lost some grandeur coming true. There'll be new dreams, maybe better dreams, and plenty before the last revolving year is through. And the seasons, they go round and round, and the painted ponies go up and down. We're captive on a carousel of time. We can't return, we can only look behind from where we came, and go round and round and round in the circle game. And go round and round and round in the circle game.
Now you can hear me, which was at the time where Jay and Jamaine hang out these days. And as I've gotten to know our coming-of-age youth in their RE journey, whether it was visiting the many houses of worship or fighting over the best snacks as we pondered the deeper meaning of Rod Serling's Twilight Zone. So I stand before you today as a parent, representing all these amazing parents of coming-of-age youth who have taught, who have given rides, who have helped chaperone, who have brought snacks, and who have helped in countless ways. I will now read for you actual excerpts from letters each parent has written for their youth, each a distinct part of a personal message, and yet melded together beautifully, thank you, Kathy, into a single unified message for our youth. Dear coming-of-agers, Dad and I found the more you grew, the stronger and the more daring you became. You've always wanted to be in the middle of everything. Even from a young age, you were listening and wanting to understand what those around you were saying. Now you are someone who identifies inequities, injustice, and suffering in the world. You've made it a goal to lessen these things and make the world a little bit better. We know you can, and you will make a difference. One of the things I love most about you is your willingness and your capacity to be a helper to anyone in need. I see this from you every day, whether it's offering a hand to a teammate or an opponent down the lacrosse field, stopping to offer assistance to a stranger with a flat tire, giving me or Dad a hug when you sense we're down, or one of the many times you've rescued an injured bird. You not only do this willingly and easily, and you never expect anything in return. It's an act of selflessness and empathy. Not everyone possesses this spirit. Many people intentionally look the other way when hard things happen. We hope you know that whenever you need us, we will always be a helper to you. When you were younger, you spoke to us about wonder and encouraged the family to say grace at meals together. You loved animals and learning about the natural world. While saying grace, holding each other's hands were important to you. We cherish these memories. You've grown so much in these past days. Though even less, we still see glimpses of that curious little boy. And as we watch you grow, we hope your foundation of awe and curiosity will continue through your life. We're proud of you and your willingness to reflect through your RE classes. Religion, spiritual practices, and faith communities played key roles in the lives of all your ancestors. Because our people come from a variety of backgrounds and faith traditions, we've chosen to belong to a UU community, so our varied backgrounds and beliefs could be equally respected. We want you to respect other humans and the planet, to pursue justice and equity, to develop your own spiritual beliefs, and to find community and respect for others. You're good at paying attention. You observe, you think, you take things in, you ask excellent questions. Don't lose that. The world will try to rush you, to label you, to tell you who to be. But there's real value in being someone who watches, who reflects, who learns at their own pace. At the center of that search of truth is love. Not the easy kind, the real kind. Love is paying attention to an injustice even when it would be easier to look away. Love is staying vulnerable even when your heart can break. You've been blessed with a kind heart, good humor, and an easy nature. You have the ability to lighten up a room, to make people feel at ease, to find something funny even when it is hard. That's a gift. Use it. It will carry you and others through more than you can imagine, and we love loving you. Mom and I still remember the moment you heard first that God created the world in 7 days, and you almost laughed. Not out of disrespect, but because your mind simply couldn't stop itself from asking, how could that possibly be true? That instinct to question, to push back, to refuse the easy answer has defined you from the beginning. It made faith feel like a closed door for a long time, but you didn't quietly accept that. You kept asking, and finding the UU Church wasn't luck. It was arriving to the own questions that you had asked. When we watched what happened in you here, you discovered that questioning itself had value, that searching seriously, sitting with the uncertainty, and choosing to engage was itself its own form of integrity. When you're unsure what to do the right thing. Amen. Come back to this. Make it your North Star. It's easier said than done. It's going to require courage and guts. And doing the right thing is going to elicit criticism. It won't always be clear what the right thing is. In times like this, I think of you, your sister, your mom. What would they do? What would they think of the situation? How would I explain my choices to them? These are incredibly powerful questions that will help you cut through the fog. You won't always do the right thing, and that's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. Learn from those mistakes, because if you can learn from the mistakes, they will take on value and inform your future self. And when you are wronged, match it with grace. No one is perfect, and others like you will always not get it right. When I'm unsure what to do, I try to remember the power of the pause. It sounds simple, it couldn't possibly be effective, but it is so mighty. Our world today, especially, is a constant barrage of information, an ever-changing landscape. By stopping, even for a moment, we create a tiny pocket of peace. What a beautiful gift. The skill to pause, that's already within you. When you create your art, you take time to be in the right headspace. You respond to the world. You don't owe anybody anything. Take the space, take the time. Be exactly who you want to be. A quality we saw in you when you were little that is still there is your determination. Even as a little kid, you would push and strive to get exactly what you wanted, no matter what. Even when other kids would throw up their hands and give up. And we see that in your work ethic and the cool things you've taught yourself. Some of your most amazing qualities come, though, from letting later come later. That is how you became a wonderful artist, crocheter, and bandmate. There will be plenty of things you need to do to plan in the next couple of years. But sometimes it's important to take time to take a walk, play a game, have a friend over to bake with. We know deep down in your bones that you are perfectly enough, exactly as you are, and we love you every bit of you. So here's what we've learned. Being true to yourself and being true to others are not separate things. They're the same thing, just seen from different angles. When you live your life with integrity, when you keep your word, you extend your inner life out to the world. Trust is one of the most valuable and delicate things a person can hold. It takes a long time to build and only a moment to lose. So guard it carefully. Be someone people can count on, not because you're afraid of what happens when you aren't, but because you understand the weight and the gift of being trusted. When life hands you a hard choice, and it will many times, pause and reach into yourself for the things you already carry: your compassion, your authenticity, your commitment for the truth. Have the courage to grow even when it is uncomfortable. We're simply naming what we already see. The fact that you found your way to a UU church and the youth group on your own without us pointing you tells us everything. You sought a community that would challenge you and support you and ask you to think carefully about what you believe. That's not a small thing. That is courage. So congratulations to all of you, our coming of agers, on all of your achievements and all that you will accomplish. We are so grateful to be a part of your life's journey. You have enriched our lives and taught us so much. Thank you.
We'd like to invite forward our 5 coming of agers who shared their credos with us at this 11 o'clock service. Miles Olivari, Shelby Lipman, Lucas Ribeiro, Devin Vijayasingham, and Teddy Franklin.
Let's give these young people a round of applause. This is a thrilling moment for them because they are bestowed with, around their necks, the chalice. And so as that is happening, I want to offer you this in the reading because, of course, putting on the chalice in this way is a gift. And I want to move us from these folk being those who were in coming of age or being coming of agers to being keepers of the flame. And I want to offer this. The metal that is designed, I have to lay this out as a jeweler because in my undergrad I did jewelry. And what came out to be what they have around their necks is this pendant that has the chalice on it. But I want to offer this framework. The metal is first flattened down into a shape. It is the foundational shape before the art is applied. The piece is sawed or cut out of these flattened sheets. And then it is formed by what is called a damping punch. This punch is then hammered into a steel Swiss cheese looking block. Hammering into this concave shape, it then turns into a bowl or rounded form. It is then etched with the chalice, coupled with the flame. The etching is covered with a sulfuric acid, the part of the oxidizing process, and it offers an antique finish. The necklace that is around their neck that allows for the pendant to be held is made out of a poly-cotton blend, and yes, I got that specific. It is actually not just any rope, it is batikked, which is an ancient Indian practice that is used to wax fabric so that it can handle harsh conditions. I would lay all of this out probably as an artist, but I also want to lay this out as a symbolic understanding of what just happened to most of them. They started off with a foundation before the work of art began, before they began living into the work that they call themselves. They were flattened, maybe hammered, probably had a few good intellectual punches, and they were going through a change, whether it was a chemical one or a physical one. They were transformed and refined. Their edges have been filed down. But this is the moment where I would like to offer what my ancestors said, have grace girded about your neck. I offer grace as this definition, that it is an inherent quality of the human being's uniqueness displayed in public. This is the moment where these individuals move from the coming of agers to the keeper of the flame. Congratulations to you.
Beloved, I want to invite you to rise for our closing benediction. I'm inviting Chad forward. Where is Chad? There he is. Dramatic entrance. One of our adult guides for our youth, and Hannah, one of our senior youth group members. Not going to cry. Not going to cry. All right.
Amidst the diversity of our truths and journeys, this we bless you with.
We invite you to take hands for our closing benediction.
Amidst the diversity of our truths and journeys, this we bless you with.
May the love that is our source
and ultimate return
hold you, guide you, and fill you,
such that it is a gift you give
to all whom you meet
until we meet once more.
So go in love.
Amen, beloved. Amen.
Coming of agers, please stay here so we can take a group photo.
All coming of age, stay here.